Welcome, and thank you so very much for joining me. Shelley, you're not a stranger in front of the screen. You deliver your Feel It Be programme every day live to women all around the globe. And I would just like to take this opportunity, if I may, to thank you on behalf of them all for inspiring us and leading us and bringing this into futures that we just could never have dreamt about before. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, however, Shelley, it's quite different. Today, you're brought in front of the screen on a different level, on a personal level. And as we enter into October, which is Breast Awareness Month, you've agreed to join me today and speak very personally about your own journey in breast cancer. And we're truly grateful for that. Shelley, may I first of all begin by asking how you are in your own personal health, and also how breast cancer awareness has affected you, please.
Thanks so much for that incredible opener, Leslie. You're such a pro, absolute pro. I could take some tips from you, that's for sure. So thank you for that. And I'm as grateful to you and everything that you're doing as part of my team. You're amazing, Leslie. And my Feel It Be community, they all love you. So thank you. From one woman to the other, I truly appreciate the fact that you're here. And the reason that I'm here, though, being interviewed by you, is so we can get as much information to as many women as possible across the world to draw some attention to breast cancer, breast health, and the bigger health agenda, I suppose, and the bigger health picture. But for me, Leslie, just really quickly, will I tell you the whole story? Just
Please.
how, yeah, okay, so I'll
Please,
be quick.
if you can, yeah.
So,
and there's no rush, Shelley. Please take your time, because I personally think you've got a really strong story to tell, and one that I think will resonate with a hell of a lot of women out there. So if you can go into as much detail as you feel comfortable in doing so, I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So when I had my wee lad, and he's now 12, my boobs, like many of us, hit the deck. I mean, there was just nothing here, and they were down there somewhere, like nipples down the way. And I thought, nah, I'm not having this. So I thought, yeah, I'll go and get my boobs done. Great, got them done in February in Dundee, which was dead handy. And I was delighted with them. I woke up the next morning, and the surgeon stroking my face, he says, "Are you happy?" And I said, and they were round about up here. And I says, I'm happy. They are amazing. And for a good sort of 10, 11 years, I had implants. And it was purely cosmetic. It was so it would make me feel better. It wasn't for anybody else. It was for me.
Yeah.
And it did make me feel better. It made me feel more confident and all the rest of it. And that was good. When I go out, you know what I'm like. I just kick about in jogging bottoms and hoodies all day, every day. But when I go out, I do like to get dressed up. So I felt good when I went out. So fast forward 11 years and Feel It Be's in my life, and I'm working with literally hundreds and hundreds of women, and we talk about female health. People say, why is it a female program? Why is it no men? And I think it's really important for me to create a safe space for women to share and be who they're supposed to be. Sometimes they get their kit off and they post their pictures onto the page, and I'm like, oh, okay, good for you. They're not going to do that when there's men on there, because they've told me that. So it's a safe space to share. So much stories, so many stories coming in about, female health, and in particular, breast cancer, and real stories. I mean, Leslie, you've seen them as well. Real stories that we get from our clients that bring you to your knees sometimes, definitely bring you to tears, and just real women going through real shit. And so there was one particular girl on our program at the time, and she was going through her breast cancer journey, and I was actually helping her because she's in Dundee, and we formed this friendship, and it's still a friendship. And we're going for walks together as a bit, therapy, and a bit just how are you feeling type stuff. So through sort of helping her, it brought me closer to how I was feeling about my boobs. And I thought, and it was over the course of maybe sort of 3 weeks, I thought, I'm feeling something, and I'm not quite sure. Now you know that I work out and I train. So I thought maybe I've just pulled a muscle or something like that. And it was under my arm.
And Shelley, can I just say at that point, I work out with you like all the women in the programs do. And I remember you saying, oh, I think I must have done something, on Friday. And you were like, the next week, you were like, oh, I'm still feeling that. Oh, I'll maybe get looked into, because it wasn't passing. You weren't going on about it, but every now and then you just sort of mentioned, oh, I'm still feeling that. I remember that quite clearly.
That's amazing that you remember that,
You
because see,
did.
generally when I've, don't know, hurt myself, pulled a muscle, I don't really say anything. I just
No,
get on
you.
with it. I let it, work its way out my body, and then I continue to train when I feel better. So the fact that I was saying that to my clients must have been something. So
Bothering you.
because of our client's journey and because of what she was going through, I thought I'm just going to go and get a check. And I didn't want to wait on appointments and stuff. So I went to a private clinic in Dundee, and he sent me for a scan up to Aberdeen. And the guy was doing the scan, and he was under my armpits with the ultrasound and the jelly and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he looked like he had a face of concern, and he messing about in there for a while under my armpit. And then after it, he says, I says, how did it go for a start? And he says, well, actually, I am concerned. And I'm concerned because you have silicone laden lymph nodes in that side. And it was my right side. So it was weird, because this is the side that I felt, but it was in my right side. So that was strange. So I says, oh, right, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And there wasn't much information at that point. So the consultants and things got their heads together, got me back in, and actually what had happened is one of my implants was burst. And so silicone was leaking out, and it was in my lymph nodes.
At this point, Shelley, your waiting time, I don't know how long you waited for those results. Can I ask how that affected you? You're a busy working mum. You've got so much things on your plate. But how does something like that, when you're sitting waiting for those results, it must just be sitting there. Can you explain how you felt?
I just wanted, I wanted it out. I wanted them both out at that point. I thought, if it's leaking, where is it going? It's sticking to me. I was thinking, it's sticking to all parts of my body. How does your body get rid of it? Does it get rid of it? So I've done lots and lots of research myself, but actually I thought I just need them out. I need them out now. But because of the COVID situation, and I had COVID, so they couldn't see me. So sorry, backtrack a wee bit. Seeing the consultant, he says, yeah, you have a ruptured implant and you're going to need to get it out ASAP.
Okay.
But because I had COVID, I couldn't get my implants out, or certainly that one, for 9 weeks. So I had to wait 9 weeks knowing that this was leaking. So do you know what, Leslie? I just tried to busy my mind, thinking, right, okay, I'm strong enough to be able to deal with this. My body's strong. Just the way I eat is clean. I'm not a heavy drinker. When I do drink, I drink, but I'm not a heavy drinker. I don't drink a lot. I'm healthy. I'm going to be fine. And this is what I was thinking. And I had my client that I was talking to, had my Feel Look Be community that I was talking to. So that for me is like therapy in itself. When you talk about your problems, it helps, doesn't it?
But I think that's where a lot of women really struggle, because when they are given some sort of diagnosis or something that they have no answers or explanation to, they sit with it in themselves. And I think that's where women in particular are really struggle. Whereas when you've got a community, when you've got this group of people, whether you know them personally or just on the keyboard, doesn't that just give you so much strength? The fact that you can put that out there and just know that you've got support. Nobody actually knows what we're dealing with, but there is support and care for each individual there.
It's so unique, Leslie. It's remarkably unique. And I say to a lot of people, they say, oh, I feel so safe on Feel Look Be. And I say, that's not something that's easy. I work hard at creating a safe space, and I make sure it's safe. And, I thought somebody was, booked on to Feel Look Be that just was going to compromise the ethos of it, they wouldn't be on it. And that's sacrosanct. That's really important to me. So when I've been coming on to Feel It Be and sharing my stuff, it's actually like therapy for me. It's helped me so much with loads of different things.
Yeah.
So that's how I got through it, was just sharing my story with people that got it, people that were on Feel It Be that had actually had breast cancer. Mine's wasn't cancerous. You know, there's nothing in there other than the silicone leaking. However, that's not to say that it doesn't trigger certain things, and who
That's
knows.
right.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't cancerous. I just had to get them out. So I actually, the year before, I got my nose done in Harley Street in London. And I get that not everybody can do that. And
I
that's, you
know.
know, it's really fortunate to be able to do that, to you know, go quickly.
And you've worked
Mm.
hard to get yourself into that position as well. And I think that's a really important point to put across as well. Yes, you're right. It's not everybody are not everybody's able to go there, but you have worked yourself so hard to allow yourself to be in that position. So never take that away from yourself, because you deserve to be there. And I think that's a really important thing, because I know you're quite humble when you come across like that, but I think it's really important that you do give yourself a pat on the back, because that's what you've worked hard for, Shelley.
I appreciate that, Leslie. Thanks so much. I think when you've got that recognition and that understanding, and you saying that back to me, that means a lot to me. So thank you for that. So yep, 9 weeks later, right enough, I was into the clinic. Same surgeon, trusted him. You know, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And if anybody's got any questions like this, and you need to find somebody, then I'd be happy to put you in touch with my surgeon. But yeah, so I went back down, and my mum came with me this time, and I got them out, and I didn't get them put back in. I toyed with the idea, and I thought, oh, if we get them out, how's it going to look? What's it going to be? Am I back to square one, like when I was 31 and they were like on my belly? Oh, don't know how I feel about this, but I definitely don't want them back in. I do
Okay.
understand why people get them and get them back in. That's fine. No judgments here at all. But for me, I eat, as you know, Leslie, I eat organic as much as possible. If I can get organic, I choose organic. I'm very clean in my lifestyle. And just for me, that was important, that actually I'm not going to get them back in. I don't want any more chemicals in my body. And that's enough of a scare to put me off. So what he did say, and the ladies at the clinic, Shelley, can you put on weight and fast? I thought, I can give it a good go. Right.
That's really, really interesting, because how the hell do you put weight on, Shelley? Because this is what we do. We eat well. Once our bodies get to their place where they are comfortable with, you just stabilize. So how do you therefore try and find a way to put on weight? I find that quite interesting, actually.
I was eating foods, Leslie, that would make your toes cuddle.
Oh,
For Feel It Be anyway.
yeah.
So I was just conscious that, you know, if it was possible to get a fat transfer, which is what this was, a fat transfer from somewhere, you needed a good pool to pull from. And so I gained, I think I probably gained about £9 in the end. So he pulled it from my flanks. That sounds like cattle, doesn't it?
Where is your flanks?
Right here, round the back, actually, and put that fat that he pulled from there into my boobs, and it filled them up. But the thing is with that, because it's your fat, but it's porn. It's not taken. It shouldn't be there, really.
Yeah.
So you might lose up to 30%. It's hard to say how your body metabolizes it and stuff. So, but certainly they're doing okay. I'm chuffed, and I'm even more chuffed that there's no implants in there, and it's just my own body.
I think that was a huge choice, a huge decision that you had to make, because your own personal image and how you feel about yourself is huge. It's not everybody's thing, and I get that. But if you're not comfortable or confident in yourself and how you look, then it can have a huge bearing on your life and just everything about you. So for you to make that decision to no longer go with the implants, because you could have, that took a lot of mental strength, I think, to do that. Shelley, so I applaud you for that. However, putting on the weight, I also applaud you for, because again, something that it's just not our way of being. So to be able to do that and then to have it removed and replaced and things, and then to sit there waiting for this unveiling of your new body, your new look, and to feel comfortable and confident in your new self. It's a remarkable journey that you've been on in such a short space of time, as well. So body confidence and that courage to go through step by step in that time. It's fantastic. And you still feel great. You made the right choice. You had no doubts about it. You don't think, oh, if only, or anything like that, Shelley.
No, I don't actually. And do you know, one of the things that I'm most proud of is that decision to do that. I'm chuffed with myself for actually getting to that point and saying, actually, no, I could put them back in, but I'm not going to. And bearing in mind, I've, trained in most days of my life and bumped boobs off bars and, failed at many a muscle up attempt and, your body bashes against bars and stuff. It could have happened ages ago, could have happened years ago. And the surgeon actually said to me, he said, the implant was shredded.
Oh,
it was absolutely shredded. So it could have happened however long ago, I don't know. And it's been leaking all that time. But one thing I'm really chuffed with, Leslie, is the fact that I still continued to work and deliver Feel It Be through the whole thing. And there's times when, I'm due to go live and like it's, a day after the operation and stuff. And I say to women a lot, show up for yourself.
yes.
And I show up for women every single day, no matter what, through the good, the bad, the different, it doesn't matter. But I took women on that journey with me. And I definitely know that somebody found the same thing because of what I went through. And if there's anybody here listening to our conversation right now that's listening to this and thinking, right, I'm going to go and get a check, and this is all so very worth it. It really is.
And it really, really is, Shelley, just like how you had listened to your client and you know that clients are listening to you. I mean, you inspire so many women all around the world, but they're listening. They listen to everything you say about your program, about the nutrition and the science and all that sort of stuff. But those personal bits that you bring in to Feel It Be, just about you, the fact that you do turn up every day for your work and you ask them to turn up for you as part of their journey. It works both ways, but they have listened to you, and someone there in particular has listened to you, has gone for her checks as well. And when we start looking at the statistics in breast cancer, and when you're looking at 4 women per hour is diagnosed with breast cancer of some sort, and when you think on how much thousands of women you are in contact with, it's bound to have an impact on many of them.
Sure.
How does that make you feel to think that you have that much impact on so many women?
Okay, it's one of those ones that I pinch myself a lot. It's, the impact is rich, it's wide ranging, it's, it's lasting, it ripples through a whole family. So I completely get it. I know what people, what I say people hang on to and they think about, and that's hugely important, which is why I constantly learn. I'm constantly learning to learn and teach, to teach other people what to look for, what to be curious about, what to research, what to think about, what to listen to, and all of this type of stuff. But for female health, I think this particular week, Leslie, you've been interviewing people that have had their own breast cancer scares, their own journey, their own stories to tell. And it is very personal. It's hard to step up and go, look, this is what happened to me. But do you know what? See the amount of people that we can help and we could provoke a curiosity around to go, yeah, I think I'll go and get a check then because I'm not feeling the best. I think you're right. I think we'll go a long way to helping a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I will say, out of all these women that I am truly blessed to have this opportunity to speak to, not just through the breast cancer, but other parts of their journeys as well. And the one thing that really seems to jump out at me, I think, is the fact that you make them curious. You bring so much to them that they're like, I want to find out more about that. I never knew about that. I'm away to do some more research. And that is the thing that so many of them come back to me and say, if Shelley hadn't said this, I wouldn't have known about that. And as you say, this ripple effect, it runs through their family. Predominantly, we are talking about female breast cancer, but obviously male breast cancer is another thing that comes into this month as well. So even if you are teaching or encouraging the women to look or feel or check, then we know that that's getting passed on to the guys in their lives as well.
Leslie, can I just say one thing?
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm just
please.
trying to jump in at this point here and say, you know, what we eat, we need to pay so much attention to. And I bang the drum every month. But it's hugely important that we understand the principles of processed food, low-fat alternatives, but actually what's real food, what's fibrous food, what foods are going to help heal, what foods are going to act like and work on the body like medicine, and what's going to act the other way.
Yeah.
And that is all these ultra-processed fibreless foods. Everything that's pre-packaged, made in a factory. You read the ingredients list, they're full of chemicals. The sugar, the hidden sugar, the fructose, it's all so very bad for us. But because it's low fat and it's only so many calories, then people think that that's the way to eat. And you know what? Is it any wonder that cancer is on the rise? I don't think so. It's no surprise to me at all. So we need to get back to eating good whole foods, real food, not that's been made.
That's right.
And fish, eggs, chicken. If you eat meat, then meat, but good meats, good quality meats, pasture-raised chickens, pasture-raised eggs,
Right.
wild caught fish, good proper food again, like we did in the caveman and cavewoman days. Not all this ultra-processed garbage that's laden with plastic. You shove it into the microwave for 2.5 minutes and there you go. It's crap. And until we get a handle on that, does big food industries want us to know about that? I don't think so.
Of course they.
Does Big Pharma want us to talk about this stuff? I don't think so, which is why, because it's so profitable, we don't hear this stuff enough.
It's so true. I actually just had a conversation with a friend of mine just last week. I was telling her about the breast cancer month and how within Feel It Be we're doing a 5K a day challenge to raise money for it as well. And she just said, she goes, why is there so much cancer nowadays? Nothing to do with Feel, you know, she hasn't been on the program or anything like that, but we were just talking about why is there so much cancer nowadays? And we then got talking about the fact that I cook the way that my granny used to cook. I cook with fats and oils, not oils, sorry, fats and butter and things, just the way that my granny used to cook. I go to the butcher and I buy fresh meat and things like that. And she had said, she went, I actually forgot that that's how we used to cook. She's a wee bit older than me, but she said, I forgot that's how I used to cook. And it just really just sprung to her mind all of a sudden, maybe that is why. And I'm thinking, well, I'm saying to her, well, it is. There's absolutely no doubt that we can have this huge, huge increase in our health, bad health. We've got to look at the diet. It's just the basic line. And there as well. Shelley, there was one other thing I wanted to just pick you up on, that you spoke about your mum travelling down to London with you as well when you had your procedure. And I guess that's another thing that a lot of women go through when they're on their journey through breast cancer, is the effect that it has on their families, whether they have partners or children or their extended families as well. Because all the time, we maybe are thinking about ourselves, but that concern and worry for everybody else in the family. Can I just ask how your mum is now that you're obviously through all of your procedure and smiling and shining like you always do? The relief for her alone must have just been immense.
Well, it's nice of you to ask, and I'm sure if she's watching, she'll be smiling ear to ear. Yeah, it's not good for anybody to see you go through things, and it's one thing if it's a cosmetic thing, and it's another when your health is on the line, I suppose. So that's major for anybody in your family to see. So she's good, she's relieved, she's happy. If we're all good, she's happy, and
Yeah, of course she is.
she's great. She's good. Thank you for
That's
asking.
it. No problem. Shelley, is there anything else that you would like to talk about today? Is there anything you think that we have missed?
Let me have a wee think. This is weird, by the way. This is weird.
It's bizarre.
No, if I could just firstly, this isn't a breast cancer story, but it's a breast story. For anybody that, needs support or help or wants to chat, whether you're on Feel It Be or not, I think you should go and seek that now. Don't wait next week or whenever. That has to happen now. Also, as any cancer survivor or cancer sufferers would say, check your boobs, check them on a regular basis, go week to week and same sort of checks. And if in doubt, go to the doctor and talk it through, get them checked. But other than that, Leslie, I think it's a much bigger topic or subject than we can cover in any interview. This is about holistic health. It really is. And stress and stress awareness and how you live your life and what you surround yourself with and what you eat and how you move. It's vast, isn't it? And I think everything, if we could take care of what we need to take care of, control the controllables, I think then we would be in a much better place health-wise, right across the board. Absolutely. And I think we need to start doing that ASAP and stop listening to all the crap out there and the misinformation and the lipid hypothesis and all this stuff that we need to know about. The food pyramid and wheat and grains at the base of that. And, I can go on for ages about this stuff. And I do every month. And I suppose that's why Feel It Be is why it's so successful, because people actually get the information that they need to make these changes. They're not obese anymore. They don't have fibromyalgia anymore. They were told they were going to have it forever.
Right.
They're not on medications forever. And you're one of these people, Leslie.
Absolutely.
You are on a cocktail of medications for your various things, and you've changed your life.
Just
You've
completely.
been in a gym, and you've got a full six-pack, and that's superficial to some, but you've completely changed your health and your life because you got the information that you needed. And I think it's so important for women now and men to actually get what they need to be able to make sustainable lifestyle choices and changes. I
really wish we could have so many hundreds of Shelleys or hundreds of people like Shelley all around the world, because until there is more people on your platform or on your place and space, how do we ever expand the information that we are learning each and every day? I've no idea.
That's a great point, Leslie. That's a great point.
The only way I know of at the moment is through your program and through all the thousands of ladies that have journeyed alongside. And if each and one of them can spread all the information that they know, I can only hope and pray that it gets out there at some time and at some point, and hopefully it's not too late for others as well.
Definitely.
Shelley, we're just going to draw this interview to an end, but I would just like to finish off by saying, over our coming weeks and during our Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a number of your clients have very kindly agreed to jump on board and have interviews with yourself and with myself and to tell their stories. And I think it gives us such an amazing opportunity to thank them on the screen, like we always do. As you said, it's very personal to them, but the fact that they want to share and get the word and the knowledge out there as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on the screens and look out for each one popping up over the coming weeks.
This Thursday, actually, the lady that I'm talking to you about through my story, I interview her on Thursday.
Amazing.
At 8 o'clock.
That'll be amazing. I can't wait to see her and her beautiful hair as well. She's an absolute gorgeous female and an amazing story she has got to tell. I think we're good to go, Shelley. And if there's
Can I just
nothing
say one
further,
last thing?
sure.
Well done to everybody. It's only what, day 4, and already our Feel It Be Step It Up challenge has raised over £2,000.
It's just phenomenal.
Awareness. So thank you so much. My PA Gillian has took the lead on that. She's amazing. Thanks so much to everybody who's getting involved in that. It's great, and it's great to have a charitable arm that we can actually make a difference with. So thank you to everybody. Cheers, Leslie.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Shelley. I'm going to pinch myself the rest of the day. I can't believe I've had this opportunity to sit here, and it's been my platform and you've joined me for a change. It's quite unique. So thank you. Thanks very much, and we'll see you later.